Hello. Hopefully this is working. I have no idea if it is because my browser is playing up. Um, Hello. Thanks for tuning in and watching, if indeed you are. And if you are, thank you very much. Um, People who don't know, I go by the moniker of Karnefos. Create random things. Do a bit of authoring. Fair bit of stuff. But basically, I'm just here today to announce that this is the first live stream. Yes, it's not particularly good by any means. It'll be brief. It's more an update on things that are going off with regards to the YouTube channel in general. But before I do go any further, I just want to wish everyone in the UK a happy dodging storms. It's a lovely warm week, has been for the past week or so. But yeah, avoid those storms. They've been a nightmare. But yeah, with regards to the channel, it's going to be changing a little bit. It's changed currently, but I've not really announced it. I'll be splitting the gaming into its own channel. So Karnefos will be the place for the writing, the stories, the lore, and anything that's written or physically created. It'll be put up here. This is basically going to be its home. However, anything that is gaming related is going to be shunted over to Karnefos Gaming. It's not a really big announcement, but I just thought I should let people know because I've already had someone ask me where the streams for this. It's like they're all going up, and they're all uploaded now and they're on schedule. But from now on, I will be doing whatever I was recording on Twitch. I'll just be streaming straight up to YouTube because it's just going to be easier to keep track of things. Plus, there's more chance of people checking things out on here instead of having to pop it on Twitch and then transfer it over, then faff around and transfer it again. And it's just messing about just for the sake of it. So, yeah, the gaming stuff is now going to be on the gaming channel. However, I will be uploading it to this channel, but I will not be putting it on Premiere or announcing it. It'll be left there as a placeholder. So if anyone doesn't want to subscribe to 2 channels, that's fair enough. I fully understand that. Or if they just can't be bothered to go looking for it, it'll be stuck in the gaming section. So there will be a backup effectively if the other channel has issues. Plus it means I can obviously use that to re-download and upload back to the other channel should anything go wrong, sort of accidental deletion, etc. That aside, there are a couple of other things I wanted to, I say ask or show, but I just wanted to get some opinions on something. Now, recently, how can I put this? I'll be trying to find a way to do something with regards to setting this channel apart from the other channel. Now, I got to messing about a little bit, and I came up with this little guy. Now, I'm going to be using this guy for the gaming channel. The reason I'm going to be using this guy for the gaming channel is I don't really think it fits into the writing channel, to be fair. I'm planning on making this into some sort of little avatar. So he's going to be basically, I say animated, but that's going to be entertaining trying to get that done. But I'm thinking black background, black glove, old school Jim Henson style. But basically I've knocked this little thing up. I've not bothered skinning over it yet. I've not bothered finishing it off. This is just a preliminary what it looks like. Started out life as what was going to be a Nurgling. I was going to have a Nurgling on a stick for my Karnefos cosplay. However, as you can see, I don't know. It sounded more like a bloody Pokemon. Not really what I was aiming for. But yeah, I made it, so it's there now. And I figured I'm going to use it. And little chibi demon thing. So I reckon I'm going to probably use that for the gaming thing. But let me know what you think. It has had little updates to it since these pictures were taken, but nothing major. Still working out what I'm going to do with it. But if you think it's a good idea, please, by all means, let me know. I'd be very interested to find out whether anyone's actually interested.
It's a good idea.
Please, by all one second. I'm getting feedback. That's better. Right. Then, obviously, this is something that's going to be happening. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I will attempt to do something with it to make things unique. As I do think that's you've got to have something to stand out, or at least make yourself slightly nichier, so people can spot the little thing and say, "Oh, no one's got one of those. That's clearly his." So yeah, I've knocked this thing up primarily as a nurgling. It was going to get skinned and sprayed up green and browns and all icky, but like I say, it feels more like a Pokemon. So I think we'll leave it as a Pokemon. So yeah, that's going to be the gaming thing. So for now, Chibi Carney. I don't know what to do with him, but there we go. So that was one of the things I wanted to bring up as well. Just get some feedback, see if anyone's actually, I don't know, if anyone wants to see that. But that said, we will now, assuming things are working, which they appear to not be. Oh great, here we go. Aha! Haha! Things are now working. Ah, love it, love it. Then there was the other question. Minis. Now, I know millions of people out there paint minis, and I know there's thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people painting stuff on YouTube. And Twitch and everywhere else. I was just wondering if anyone would be interested. I do paint. I don't paint often. I used to paint a hell of a lot, but I don't anymore. It's just something that I kind of did as a little side project for my son. He wanted some figures to stand out in his Death Guard army, and he started painting his Death Guard up, and I said, I'll paint something different. Basically, I don't want it to look like everyone else's. I want you to have something so that you can easily pick them out of a crowd. So I've kind of headed towards an old colour scheme, which is kind of, if anyone remembers it, Pallid Hand. Only it's ended up more of a kind of ivory. You can't really see it even though that picture's been zoomed, but the actual colour is more of a pallid white, an ivory. But I thought it looked nicer than the old Bealtown green everyone seems to just dip Nurgle in. But yeah, I've got quite a few bits and bobs that I don't mind putting up on a little vid compilation so people can have a look, get some ideas. It's something different to what they're used to, or maybe just for another person's take on the colour scheme. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's interested or would like to see more of that, drop us a line. If you don't, also drop me a line. All feedback is welcome. I'm not bothered whether it's positive or negative. To be fair, negative comments are what stopped me getting ticks on the videos. So yeah, I needed that, and thank you very much for the 2 people who put that forward. It was very much welcomed and got me to remove and sort out the error with the program which was causing the ticks in the first place. So thank you very much to those 2 people. I won't give names because obviously, you know, unless they want me to, in which case I'm more than happy to. But anonymity for the time being. So if anyone wants to see any of that, let me know. Worst case scenario, it just sits in a box on a shelf like so many other things. So, figures aside, cosplay. Now, this has been a bane of my life for the past 3 years. I wanted to build a Space Marine. Now, yeah, I know, everyone's doing it. I met a very, very nice gentleman by the name of Diffrick. Now, he goes by the name and the channel name of Iron Warrior Cosplay. Now, he's a fantastic chap, and all of the people involved in that community have been nice as pie to me. They've given me every opportunity to ask things. They've helped me out at every turn whenever I've had a problem with it. However, due to circumstances beyond anyone else's control, I've not actually been able to finish it yet. The main issue has always been a physical problem. But fingers crossed, I may have found a solution to that. So what it all boiled down to was stilts, is the basic way of putting it. I stopped my build because I couldn't sort the feet. And the reason I couldn't sort the feet is stability. My stability went on top of the platforms, basically. I wasn't prepared to make something that I know that I may cause injury to other people if I wear them. Quite literally, if I'm not stable enough, I am not going to put other people at risk. So, with that said, I think I may have found a way around it. Now, I've been doing something for the past couple of weeks, and my knees are feeling much, much better. So, fingers crossed, I'll actually be restarting that very soon. I do have shoulder pads built. I do have the chest pad. Basically, I've got all of the base layers, other than the internals for the basic externals are done. I just need to add some thigh plates and sort out a gut plate, which sounds strange for a Marine, because Space Marines are normally torso and an abdominal, which slots under the torso. So you look like that classic sort of trim, super buff killing machine, basically, because that's what they are at the end of the day. However, I'm doing Nurgle, and I'm going for the old cataphract armor, similar to the image that I've already shown. Let me just pop that back up. I'm looking for something similar to that. Now, I've made the majority of the armor already. I've done all the designs and sculptures for the shoulders. So we've got skulls, we've got spikes, we've got eyes, we've got tentacles. And the same thing goes for the gauntlets. And I've kind of half finished the gloves, although the gloves need finishing. Well, they are part of the gauntlets, though. I haven't done my upper shoulders internally, because until I've got the whole suit put together, I don't know how much work I need to do to that. And obviously I haven't done my shin plate, my thigh plates, because until I get my stilts done and can wear the suit properly, I can't gauge on how big they need to be. So I've obviously not done those either. But that said, as you can see on there, there's a big gut plate. There's the helmet, and then there's a big gut plate that goes down just above the knee. That's what I've got to put on. So where a Marine would normally have a nice trim, kind of layered abdomen, this leads down to the waist belt, and then obviously the gigantic codpiece and everything else. These guys don't have that, or they do underneath, but they also have this massive gut plate. Now, that's the only other thing I've not done. But like I say, until I get on the stilts, I can't gauge the sizings that are needed. Because if I don't make the stilts high enough, I'll probably end up with something which is in my kneecaps on the suit. Whereas I need them to be high enough for the gut plate to sit above the knee, so that if you're moving, it's free movement. But as you can see on the figure, even on the figure, he can move. So I've got the gut plate ready to go. I just need to get the correct measurements to get it on the move, to get it sorted. But it all literally is at the moment waiting for things to snowball. Because once I'm confident my knees are okay, the stilts get made. I'm not making them until then. And then once the stilts are made, it'll literally be a couple of weeks, and I think the whole thing will be together. ready for final prep and painting. So I could do a stream on painting that, which is going to be a goddamn nightmare. Because it's not like painting a mini. If you're painting a mini, you can sit nice and comfortably, or you paint in front of you at a desk, or next to your table, or wherever you're sitting. You got your little paintbrush and you're there, dabbing away. Totally different technique when you come to do something that's 7 foot tall, as I'm sure everyone out there who's made one of these will attest to. Rattle cans, spray cans, lots and lots of paintbrushes, and of course, shout out to Diffig on this one, Thompson's Roof Seal, because that stuff is just fantastic. Gives things a little bit of a hardening, gives it a nice base coat, and it's rubber. So yeah, gives you a little bit of flex and protection for the armor as well. It's been awesome, that stuff. But yeah, I just need to sort out the top layer of paint now. So I will be putting that up as I go. But the problem is, until I get the whole suit together and then gauge how much of paint I actually need, I will not be putting any paint texture to it. The only other thing I haven't made yet, fully, is the helmet. Now, I started building a helm, but I'm not 100% happy with it. It's going to do the job, and I wanted it to look different. I didn't want it to be a carbon copy of everything attached to Nurgle's head. I wanted it to kind of be an amalgamation with callbacks to different armor types and things like that. So it's more of a mutated growth that's kind of protruding through an old style helmet. Not similar to the one on the image with regards to the helm. So it's not your classic Space Marine helmet, but it's got elements from various. It's got callbacks to various things, but hopefully it'll go down okay. People won't. Yeah, I don't know. It may work, it may not. At the minute, it's just been put together. It's kind of like got a base. Just slapped a base colour on to see what it'd look like, and it's looking all right. Needs some work though. But again, until I know I can wear the suit, I am not finishing it, because I could spend weeks and weeks making this thing. I already have done, and I stopped because it's a case of, if I finish it, what am I going to do with it? I can't wear it. If I can't wear it, what do I do? You know, it's like I'm building this for me. It's being sized for me, and with me being slightly wider than the average person, yeah, if I put a normal person in there, they'll be rattling around in this thing. As it is, because it's upscaled anyway, it's already rattle for most people, regardless of the size when they get into one of these things. But mine's just a bit broader, which basically means that other people getting in it, they're going to rattle. And it's not constructed in the same fashion as a lot of other people's are as well. So it's kind of take a concept, take an original kind of design that's already out there, and then tinker and basically do my own thing on it. So yeah, hopefully people will find it interesting when it comes out eventually. But that said, is it something anyone would be interested in being a part of, as in sort of like watching and getting involved? If so, then that would be awesome. But yeah. So, that said, don't worry, I'm walking, it's all good. With regards to the writing is still an ongoing thing. Now, I don't stop writing. Every time I go out, if I'm sat in the car for say half an hour waiting for someone, or several hours, which happens every week multiple times, I'm writing. I've sat there on my phone and I'll be doing chapter after chapter for new stories, or rather finishing ones off that have been in 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 limbo for decades in some cases. They're constantly being put together. They're constantly being added to, and once a story block is created, once it's finished, it's passed on, as in it's basically transferred, and then it's basically just edited for the obvious mistakes. Because obviously typing on your phone, not necessarily as easy as typing on a keyboard. So it's a case of throw it back through there, proofread it, check it out, correct any mistakes, add anything in that would make things sound a little bit better, and then stack them all up ready for recording. So at the minute, we have Comrie. Comrie's first section is done. The first section is not one single part. In fact, if you bear with me 1 second, I will just find, just for transparency, when I remember where the hell it is. Emanon. Written sections. Right. Just as an outline, the Fate of a Prime series that's going up. Sorry, not a Fate of a Prime. What am I saying? The How It All Began series is going up at the minute. That is one document. The whole thing is a single document. Now, a lot of people think they're all split off and they're a single sort of individual snippet of writing or whatever. No, I wish. That whole thing is a single document. That was split down into 53 parts. Those 53 parts are being edited and put up currently as what you're seeing. So that's how much sort of work's gone into doing the How It All Began, and that's only the first document that's been split up into the 53. So everything people are hearing at the moment for the How It All Began series is a single document. I think it works out it's somewhere between 3 and 6 hours reading. Oh, sorry, 3 and 6 hours listening, I should say, when it's completed, depending on how you listen, or if you're reading it. Several people have read it, and some of them it's taken a day and a half, some of them it's taken over a week, obviously because it's if you've got the time. But for example, Comrie, which I've had some feedback on, and people, yeah, not too bad. Comrie is a 5-part document. So what I've done is I've written it in 5 sections this time around. Now those 5 sections will make the first story, or rather the introduction to Comrie, which is what I've already put up. I've put one part of those 5 up. So I have 4 more to put up for Comrie. We have the Dragon General. The first one of those is already up. There are 12 in total, so there's 11 more to go. And that's only for the first part of the story. It's not like it's all in one go, bang, done. It is literally, this is the first part, this is to the first meeting with the pivotal thing, and then move on. We have the Fate of a Prime. I think I put the first one up for that, I believe. And that again is a 12 part, so there's another 11 to go up of that. So already we're up to what? 11, 22, 26 pieces that need recording. So that's 26 recordings so far. Then we have Lassashar, which I am just in the process of finishing at the minute. I've got 1, maybe 2 chapters to do for that. And that is basically the story, well, one of the stories of Lassashar. Which, if no one's aware of, it's a place within the story, basically. That is somewhere between 10 and 12 parts. Again, that's another 10 and 12. So I'm up in the 30s now already, getting on to 40. And there are other stories on top of those Like I was going to do a specific separate one for certain characters like Tamaran or Thalassiac, or because I'm already doing one for Comrie and the Dragon General, even though the Dragon General is not mentioned in the How It All Began series yet. A lot of people have asked me for that, and a lot of people have been asking for a long time to find out who the hell this guy is. So that's why it was done. If people request things and I can sort out relevancy, then bingo, off we go. But I'm like I say, I'm writing all the time. Obviously not now because I'm talking, but I intend to keep writing until I can't. So I'll be doing this for as long as I can foresee. I've a lot to catch up on from what I lost, and putting it into a story basis is actually easier. So it should come. It's definitely coming quicker. And obviously making it all into something which is actually listenable to instead of just bullet points and notes that people can look at. It's a totally different thing. And I think, myself personally, it's a better way of doing it. There's a difference between having a story and having a source book with bullet points. It's not the same thing. You lose a lot in translation from going from a source book to everyone using that source book in different ways. Whereas if you actually give them a story they can read and understand that, oh, that's why that person did this, or oh, that person's okay, they did that because, and oh, they're related to, yeah. Instead of just having a bullet point, you get a feel for how it works, how they react, interact, and work, and it makes life a bit easier if anyone was using them as such. But like I say, I was trying to get these as stories, as part of a long spanning arc, and hopefully I'm going to achieve it in the long run. Still near the start though, so you'll have to bear with me for the rest of it. There are other things, but I'm concentrating on these stories at the moment. Those, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 with a couple of additional ones which haven't been announced yet. So there's 5 on the go. Now, the How It All Began will be slowing down, and there'll be a final compilation in a couple of months, because that's the end of the first, literally the first document. And then there'll be a break, during which time I'll be sorting out the other 4 and getting them up to speed in place of that one until the second part of How It All, basically, it won't be called How It All Began, it'll basically be the second part of that, which I believe has now been coined the Nameless One, the Nameless One Saga, or the Nameless One story. But basically that is how that's going to wind out. If anyone wants to throw any feedback at me about it, that's brilliant. I'm more than happy for that. In fact, I need the feedback. I'm not getting a great deal, and I'd prefer anything. So the people who have given me feedback, even if it's telling me things aren't working, which to be fair is something I need to know, then yes, I need to get that feedback. But on top of that, spirits are up, things are working, and yeah, the writing is being done. I know the lack of variation on the uploads for the stories has slowed, but that's purely because I haven't recorded anything, because until very recently my voice has been total crap, to be perfectly blunt. It's not been great, but it's yeah, I'd say it's getting better. So I think I'll be doing some recording very soon outside of this live stream, and I'll see if I can get the next part of, I don't know, out of the ones that are up at the minute. If there's one anyone would specifically like to see, comment, drop me a line, join the Discord, and poke me in there if you like. You know, there's a fair few ways to get hold of me. But either way, if no one lets me know in a couple of days, then the first one I will probably do is Comrie. Although, I don't know, Fate of a Prime maybe. Maybe Fate of a Prime. Yeah, maybe Fate of a Prime. If not, it'll be Comrie. Mainly because I need to sort some voice things out for the Dragon General one. Because there's a lot of individual characters. And yeah. I want to make sure they're separated vocally. So, that said, recap. So, the channel is being split to Karnefos for writing and creation based things, and Karnefos Gaming, which is just going to be purely for streaming games or uploading game streams, whichever way you look at it. The gaming one is more than likely going to be a lot of live content after the backlog gets thrown up there, which will be should end in a week or so, I think. But there will be a lot of I think the majority of live stream stuff will be on there until I can think of anything that needs live streaming on the basic Karnefos site, which at the moment I can't beyond this. I mean, if there's something I need to quickly get feedback on, or if there's something that I need an answer to or a suggestion to, yeah, I'll jump on. But you know, 50-50. So splitting that, blah blah blah. Live streams will now be on here as opposed to Twitch, purely because there's more people on here, and Twitch is kind of quiet. I feel like I'm streaming to an empty audience. By that, what I mean is I'm doing videos that, yeah, on here at least I'll know one or two hardcore, I want to say Muppets, but they know who they are. They'll check things out anyway, just out of idle curiosity or just a giggle. But I get the feeling on the other platform I'm just, yeah, drowned out basically. So I'm going to concentrate on throwing things up on YouTube. But yeah, pop over. If you're not already subscribed to this particular channel, could you do us a favour? Just hit the sub. I mean, hit the like would be awesome. But just to subscribe to the channel would be amazing. Just trying to build up the numbers, get a bit more of a presence, and obviously share it if you think anyone would be interested in my dodgy paint jobs. Which I'm looking at it now, I can see from the from the photo you can't really make that much out. You'd have to probably take the image and zoom quite heavily. But yeah, yeah, oddness. But yeah, I mean, sub if you like, sub if you don't. I don't care. So to be perfectly honest, it's your decision. I mean, if you decide to sub, thank you very much. If you don't, then respect your decision. Like anything you like. If you honestly dislike it, then dislike it if you want, if you feel the need. I mean, feedback's feedback, yeah? But if you do dislike it, could you just jump in the comments and tell me why? And that'd be awesome. Obviously, if it's not for you, then I understand. But if you got agreements with something, air it. I mean, you know, that's what the comments are for. You know? Same thing with the gaming channel. If you want to just chase the games, then please feel free to jump over there and subscribe and keep an eye on that one. But this will primarily be the writing and creation channel now. And I'll just endeavour to put more audio up as I can. The only other problem I have at the moment is obviously the graphical side of things. Primarily, I want this to be audio. Basically, the writing stuff, I mean, writing is audio at the end of the day. When it gets recorded, that's what it is. A lot of people are telling me I need to be all flashy with the channel and I need all these transitions, I need loads and loads of zips and flash. Basically, I need to be super flashy to get attention. The idea behind this channel isn't supposed to be a visual one with regards to the audio. The writings, the idea behind having an audio writing channel, something that's audio you listen to. Most people I've talked to just listen to audio. Even the channels that have all the flashy effects and they have loads and loads of animations and things, most people don't watch them. They just leave them on the phone, put their earpieces in and go for a walk. Or while they're painting, they just have it on in the background to listen to. Not necessarily even glancing at a monitor until it finishes and they check for the next section. That to me is what an audio book, audio writing thing is. You kind of do whatever you're doing, and it's the background noise, or it's the thing that you're concentrating on while your eyes are closed with your headphones on, or while you're walking the dog or whatever. That's my sort of perception of this. Now, yes, I'm going to get slapped for that, because I know some people are going to poke me for it because they want to see something with animation, they want to see something more graphical. That will come eventually, I'm sure. But at this stage, primarily, it's the audio. Without the audio, it's just an empty track. There's nothing there. I'm writing the content to transfer to audio so people can listen to it. I'll get down to the graphical side of it when I get round to it. I've got the basics up there. Hopefully that's enough. If it's not enough, then I'm sorry, but I personally can't do anything about that right now. And I apologise for that. Although I say I apologise, like I said, that's not the aim. The aim is for the audio, not the visual. The visual, yes, obviously I need to do things like set layouts and things like that. But again, for a live stream, yes, I need to sort layouts out. I need to sort out overlays. I need to do all that. But this was a first round on YouTube, and obviously this is the first time I've done a live one, and I've obviously not got a theme, a set, an overlay. I've not got any of that set up yet because I'm concentrating more on the writing and the recording. If people can't see that, then that's fine. I'm not going to argue with them. Yes, I will try and get that sorted. That's all I can say to that. But my current focus is the writing and the recording. And then the recording, putting it up so people can listen to it. If people are enjoying it, then that's fine. If they're not enjoying it, then I don't expect them to listen to it. But if they don't like a story, maybe another story will be one they like. And then obviously, if my voice is the problem, people need to say that so that I can find someone who would be willing to read my randomness. But then again, maybe it's just not the right genre, the right feel, the right, there's 1,000 reasons when people read a book that they don't like it, or they do like it. Or they'll read it, they don't like it, and then they'll give it another go, and they're like, oh, actually, I missed that last time. And they get sucked in. Or the first time they read it, it's fantastic, or then they read it again, they're like, not so sure. You get that with old style cartoons, like, for instance, Scooby-Doo. As a kid, you think it's amazing. You look at it now and you're like, why did I like that so much? I hate it, We're talking about the old Hanna-Barbera series here now, we're not talking about the newer stuff. But it's that same kind of thing. Your tastes change, your outlook changes, the way your brain is wired changes over time. So you may like it one day and not like it another. You may not like it one day, you may like it another. It'll always be up there for people to check out. If people want to come back to it at a later date and check it out, that's awesome, But like I say, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. Just thanks for listening and thanks for watching, But like I say, the visuals are tertiary as far as I'm concerned. Currently, they are. Until I get some decent imagery down that I can use for specific individuals. Such as the underneath Karnefos on the screen at the moment. That's a representation of someone known as Thelesiak. Now, it's not actually that creature. It's a representation of him because he can change his shape. Well, that's one of the forms you just tend to jump into. So in the stories, you've got a visual for that character, even though that's not necessarily the way he is. And on the Karnefos gaming channel, there's a variant on this as well, which is kind of where he's transforming. But like I say, the graphical side of it is not the primary reason. So for all the people out there that have had a go at me, hopefully that has explained it. Writing primarily, audio is the next step, and then the graphical side of it is way down the road once I've actually finished the writing and audio. However, I will be going, once I've finished an entire collection, I do intend to put them together as a long play. So at the minute, how it all began is in 3 long plays, compilation 1, 2, and 3, and there will be a compilation 4. And then I'll wait a little bit of time, and I'll put them all into one. I'll put them into 2 files, so there'll be a part 1, part 2, and then there will be a long play file of the whole lot. So you'll be able to, if you're actually interested, you'll be able to listen to the whole thing, and you'll be able to see all the times my voice changes at the point where, oh, he's got a bad throat, oh, he's got a bit of a cold, oh, you'll be able to see all the iterations of when my voice decides it doesn't like me, or where I've strained it. But you'll hear the differences on the way through. But I do intend to go back through those and actually add images. Now, I started doing it on, I believe it was the Dragon General. I think I may have done it on Comrie as well. I know I did it on the Dragon General. But basically, I just put a couple of images up there that kind of corresponded loosely with what was being talked about at the time. For instance, the molten landscape. I think I put one up there of the woman in where the altar is, and things like that. It's basically artwork that might evoke something if you're watching it. But then again, the reason the blue swirly thing's there is it's something to keep people, if they're actually staring at the screen, but I'd find that quite shocking, to be honest. Because that's, say for instance, for the long ones, that might be like an hour of staring at a blue swirly. I'm sure people's eyes won't enjoy that for more than a few minutes, but hey, each to their own. But yeah, the graphics are secondary, or the graphical aspects. However, I will throw images in on the longer ones once I've got the compilation finished, and then at a later date I will be looking to, I won't say animate, because that is a lot of work to animate a story. But I don't think people realise when they're asking me to animate the stories how much effort and work that will involve. If lots of people, if lots of people are interested and the channel takes off a little bit, I may do it. But at the moment, it's just I'll be doing a lot of footwork to please 1 or 2 people who I've known for years, and hopefully this will explain why I've not done it to them, despite me telling them several times that, look, you to animate a 1-hour video is not going to take an hour. It doesn't matter how good an artist you are, that is not going to happen. Even if you're doing it South Park style and you've got all your prefabs ready, you are not going to be able to do it in such a short amount of time. Especially if you want people to be sort of syncing voices and stuff. It's like, no, that's not an afternoon's project. It takes a lot longer. But yeah, I don't have prefabs. I don't have scenes and stuff ready to go, and I don't have that amount of time to sink into animating every single video. So I apologise again for that. But down the road, it may happen. I don't know. It all depends how things go, because I've got a lot of things to do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's set aside some conversations I've been having with people. But yeah, finally, seeing as I'm waffling now. Cheers for tuning in. As I said before, everyone in the UK, watch out for the storms. It's lovely and sunny outside here. It has been since about 4:15. It's that bright. However, it's muggy as hell, and I have a feeling it could be showering soon. But it has been pretty heavy downpours when it's happened. So if you're driving, watch out for those. Cheers for dropping into the first stream. Obviously, you got the update of the channel being split in half, or rather split in 3/4 and a quarter, something like that. Let me know what you think about the little pink gobbly guy. Let me just put him back up so you can. This little guy, when he appears, he should have appeared. Why is he not appearing? Okay, there he is. Oh, of course. Sorry, YouTube's on a delay, isn't it? Basically, this little gobbly guy here. Let me know what you think. If you think I should use him for the gaming channel, or if you think I should not use him for the gaming channel and should instead use him for something else. I'm going to keep him as he is, though. Just add to him a bit, and then I will make another one, which will be slightly bigger, because he was a bit small, to be fair. And I'll make another one, and he can be my nerdling. And that one I'll basically put up on the step-by-step creation on that, so people can have a look if they're interested. Oh, and in the background you can just see the little spiky bits and the balls on the back of the helmet. Awesome. But yeah, fingers crossed things work out with that. So that's the other possibility. And thanks ever so much for listening. Thanks for subscribing if you have subscribed, and if you haven't, just give it a thought. Much appreciative if you do. If you don't, then I respect. Writing's on the go, and recordings are being done, hopefully starting this week. So you'll be seeing new stuff coming up as well. New stuff will be scheduled. You'll be able to keep an eye on it if you're interested, and check it out when it pops up. So this time I am going. And little pink guy, when he finally refreshes, because I don't know what the delay is. It must be about 10 seconds. There he is. He wishes you a good day, as do I, and I'll see you all soon, I hope. Take care all, and have a great day and a better week.